There are moments in life when the silence feels heavier than the noise. When you can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. When you smile in conversations but inside your heart feels tired, distant, misunderstood. Maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you've been carrying something no one else can see. And maybe you're wondering where Jesus is in all of this. But here's the truth you need to hear today. When you feel alone, Jesus is closer than you think. He was there in the moment you cried quietly at night. He was there when anxiety gripped your chest and you didn't know who to call. He was there when you felt overlooked, rejected, or forgotten. Even if you didn't feel him. Even if you doubted. Even if you questioned his presence. He never stepped away. The Bible tells us that Jesus is close to the brokenhearted. That means your pain doesn't push him away, it pulls him closer. When the world doesn't understand you, he does. When people misjudge you, he sees your true heart. When you feel like no one is fighting for you, he is. Think about this. Jesus himself experienced loneliness. In the Garden of Gethsemane, when he was overwhelmed with sorrow, his closest friends fell asleep. On the cross, he felt the weight of separation and cried out. He understands what it means to feel alone. He understands betrayal. He understands abandonment. He understands pain. And because he understands, he can walk with you through yours. You may feel distant from him right now. Maybe you stopped praying like you used to. Maybe disappointment built a wall in your heart. Maybe you're ashamed of mistakes and feel unworthy to come close again. But Jesus is not waiting for you with condemnation. He is waiting with open arms. He doesn't say, "Fix yourself and then come." He says, "Come to me, all who are weary." That invitation still stands, right now, in your current condition, in your doubts, in your weakness, in your confusion. Sometimes we expect God's presence to feel dramatic, like thunder or lightning or overwhelming emotion. But often, his presence is quiet. It's the small peace that shows up when you should be panicking. It's the strength you somehow have to get up one more day. It's the whisper in your spirit saying, "Don't give up." That's him. You survived things that should have broken you. That wasn't just coincidence. That was grace. You made it through nights you thought would swallow you whole. That wasn't luck. That was Jesus holding you together when you didn't even know he was. The enemy wants you to believe you're abandoned. He wants you to believe you're fighting alone. He wants you to believe your story doesn't matter. But the truth is, your life has purpose. Your struggle has meaning. Your tears are seen. And Jesus is actively involved in your story. Even in the waiting season. Especially in the waiting season. Because waiting builds trust. Waiting builds depth. Waiting builds roots. And when the breakthrough finally comes, you won't just celebrate the blessing, you'll understand the process that prepared you. Right now, Jesus may not be changing your situation instantly, but he is changing you within it. He is strengthening your faith. He is teaching you to rely on him instead of your own understanding. He is shaping your character for something greater than you can see. And maybe the loneliness you feel isn't punishment, maybe it's invitation. Invitation to draw closer. Invitation to talk to him honestly. Invitation to build a deeper relationship that isn't based on feelings but on trust. You don't need perfect words to pray. Just speak from your heart. Tell him you're tired. Tell him you're confused. Tell him you're scared. He already knows. And he listens. There is something powerful that happens when you choose to trust him even without full understanding. When you say, "Jesus, I don't see the whole picture, but I trust you." That kind of faith moves heaven. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not behind in life. God's timing is different from yours, but it is never wrong. If something hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean it never will. It may simply mean he is preparing something better. And while you wait, He stays. He walks beside you in the ordinary moments. In your job, in your studies, in your family conversations, in your quiet drives, in your sleepless nights. You may not see him physically, but spiritually, he is present. The same Jesus who calmed the storm with a word can calm your anxious thoughts. The same Jesus who fed thousands can provide for your needs. The same Jesus who healed the sick can restore your broken heart. Nothing about your situation is too complicated for him. Nothing about your past is too messy for him. Nothing about your doubt is too big for him. Today, instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on who walks with you. You may feel weak, but his strength is made perfect in weakness. You may feel uncertain, but he is unchanging. You may feel afraid, but he is your peace. And one day, you will look back at this season and realize that even when you felt alone, you were being carried. So don't give up now. Don't close your heart. Don't let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. Lean in, draw close, trust deeper, because when you feel alone, Jesus is closer than you think. And he is not letting go of you.